rock and roll changed the world overnight. I mean, I remember sitting listening to She Wears Red Feathers and Hooly Hooly Skirt, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Mogadon. I mean, it was music to sleep to, and we were young. You were dying. I was into boogie woogie because I was playing the piano, and so I was learning boogie woogie and Winifred Atwell. I was a rock and roll kid waiting to happen. I just didn't know what it was yet, and when it did, well, and I wasn't the only one. There was a wave of us all underneath, just grumbling, and whenever this happened, everybody went, "Wow!" It was great, and it changed the young, you see. And from there, it became sociological, where the guys with the money thought, we have a market here, people, teenagers. And they started to sell this stuff to us, you see, and away we went. And anything that's created from here now was from there. It kicked off when I was about 20. Before that, with the skiffle groups, Chas McDivitt and that, but really 20s. And I was serving my apprenticeship as a piano tuner. And the local shop that I worked for had the franchise for the music hall that was there, the Caird Hall. So the rock and roll concerts were coming there, you see, and the Americans were coming. Well, the Americans were just like gods because we had to catch up with it. It took us about 10 years to be soaked in with all that music, and then it came out again, and we produced great writers. But at this point, the Americans were it. It was their music. And Eddie Cochran was coming over with Gene Vincent for the concert. You see, they were heading it. Oh, I was thrilled. I mean, it wasn't that long ago since I'd seen The Girl Can't Help It, and the two of them, and I was just sitting there awestruck, you know, playing the guitars. Oh, I couldn't wait for them. So anyway, they'd had a lot of bother with rock and roll concerts in the past. You see, everybody was new, and there was fight. Dundee was a rough place. It was like Glasgow. And there was always fights and everything, you know, it was terrible. So the security had got their brains together and just made some kind of system for this happening. Well, sure enough, it did. On the night, Gene Vincent came out, did his thing. Fantastic, brilliant. Eddie Cochran came out. He got about 1.5 songs, and up it went. The local Neds were waiting for it. Bang! Thud, you see, have some of that, rearranging the furniture. It was, so everybody was locked in, you see. It was a lockdown as far as the stage was concerned and backstage. So I'd been ready for it as well because I'd seen all the carry-on, so I stood near there knowing that it was going to be a quick exit. I didn't know it was going to be locked in. So I was backstage with them. Fine, and all finished up in this dressing room. So here I am with Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent and a couple of other guys, you know. And it's hard when you're in these situations. I mean, when you're Joe Public and all of a sudden you're touching these people and you go, this is fantastic. You're trying to readjust. And 20, you know, look at it. That's Eddie Cochran, you know. That's Eddie, that's 20 Flight Rock. You was on the jukebox just up the road. That kind of thing. So anyway, I tried to speak to Gene Vincent, but he was a very withdrawn man. Very withdrawn. I wasn't too partial to him. Eddie Cochran was different. He was great, very gregarious, you know, nice man, really nice guy. He was only 21. He was a year older than me. So he was sitting there. I'm sitting on the arm of the chair, yattering away like hell. Don't ask me what I asked or what we spoke about. Don't know. Didn't matter. We were just holding a nice conversation. And I was excited, you know, the adrenaline was flying through me. And the time came when they had to abandon the show because they were still knocking hell out of each other, you see. So there was a big labyrinth of corridors underneath this hall. So we got led out into this garage in one of the side streets, and the time came for them to get for those guys to get in the limo. And just as he was going, he says, "Well, Alex, you know, I've thoroughly enjoyed your conversation." "Yeah, that's great." I said, "Good luck, Eddie." I said, "It's been fantastic meeting you." And away he went. And it was just about, I think, 6 weeks later that he was killed, you see.